Unit 1, Formative 3, Day 2. Today we're going to talk about the second day of conversions. So yesterday we did all the basics. Today we're going to take it to a little bit more difficult, the next level. So let's get started. Number 1, 3.5 miles per hour. They want to change that to feet per second. So if you can go 3.5 miles in 1 hour, how many feet can you go in each second? So this is where we're doing a double conversion. So I'm just going to write it down first. So I'm going to show you if we have 3.5 miles. Now when it says per hour, that's really talking about 1 hour. So this is how I want to write it. I want to write 3.5 miles over 1 hour. Okay, and we want to end up over here in feet over second. Okay, so I need to change miles into feet, and I need to change hours into seconds. Okay, well, let's start with the miles. Alright, so if we go back to our reference sheet, which is either in front of you or on page 801 of the book, okay, so miles per feet, if you look that up, you can go, I'm going to write it down here, 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Okay, so I'm going to use that conversion for this first one. Alright, so remember miles I want to cancel out, so I'm going to put that on the bottom, so my 1 mile will go on the bottom. My 5,280 feet goes on top. This way my miles are canceled, okay? So now I'm in feet per hour, which is feet is what I want on top, but now I got to change my hours into seconds. Okay, so I go back to my reference sheet, and I'm looking from hours to seconds. Well, I don't have hours to seconds, but I can go from hours to minutes to seconds, so I'm going to have to use 2 more conversions. So I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes, and I also know that 1 minute is 60 seconds. So I'm going to have to use both of those conversions. So I'm going to need 2 lines here. Okay. And I know the first one, I got to get rid of these hours. So I want to use this one first. So I got to put my hour, since it's on the bottom, I got to put my hour on top. And then my 60 minutes on the bottom. Because that way my hour is on top and bottom, so they cancel. Well, now I want to get rid of those minutes, so I have to put my minutes on top, so that way these 2 cancel, which means my 60 seconds is on the bottom. Okay, and then you just go through with your calculator, and you multiply everything on top, and you divide everything that's on the bottom. So we're going to take 3.5 times 5,280 times 1 times 1, and then I'm going to divide by 1, divide by 1, divide by 60, divide by 60. Okay, so when you put that in your calculator, just like I said, it would be 3.5 times 5,280 times 1 times 1, divided by 1, divided by 1, divided by 60, divided by 60. And you would end up with 5.13 feet per second. Okay, so if you're moving at 3.5 miles per hour, that's like going 5.13 feet every second. So I'm going to recalculate that one more time just to make sure we got it right. And we did. It's always good to go through more than once just to make sure you're doing everything right. You didn't type anything in wrong. Okay, let's try another one. This time they want us to go from 480 feet per second. They want to figure out how many mph that is. Now that's miles per hour. So again, if we write this to start, it's 480 feet. Now it's per second, so it's per 1 second. So we're moving 480 feet every second. And I want to know how fast that is in miles per hour. So I got to change feet to miles and seconds to hours. So we can use those same conversions we just used. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Okay. 60 seconds is 1 minute, and 60 minutes is 1 hour. Those are the 3 conversions that I'm going to have to use to end up with miles per hour. So I'm going to multiply by the fraction. First I'm going to get rid of my feet, so since feet are on top, I need to put them on the bottom. So that's 5,280 that goes on the bottom, and 1 mile goes on top. Now my feet are gone. So the top one's in miles, which is what I want. Multiply by another fraction. Now I got seconds on the bottom, so I got to get rid of that, so I put my seconds on top. So 60 seconds goes on top, and 1 minute goes on the bottom because now my seconds are gone. So right now, if you look, I'm in mile per minute. I'm close, but I want to be mile per hour. So I got to get rid of those minutes. Since minutes on the bottom, I got to put it on top. So it's 60 minutes per 1 hour. Okay, so that way my minutes cancel. Now I can go through and calculate. So I have 480 times 1 times 60 times 60 divided by 1 divided by 5,280 divided by 1 divided by 1. Okay, so if you go through and actually calculate that, you have 480 times 1 times 60 times 60, and then divide by 1, divide by 5,280, divide by 1, divide by 1, and you would be going, I'll put it up here, 327.27 miles per hour. Okay, so that's taking double conversions all the way through. Alright, so make sure you have those written down so you can work on some more tomorrow. Let's go. So this says if it costs $4.50 for 16 ounces of spaghetti, how much would it cost for 6 ounces of spaghetti? Okay, so this is where we want to set up a proportion. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it's $4.50 for 16 ounces. So a proportion is a fraction. So if I have dollars over ounces, that's going to equal dollars over ounces on this side. Well, what other piece of information do I know? I use that. The only thing left is my 6 ounces, so I put my 6 down here. Okay, so I have 3 pieces of information. There's only one piece that I don't know, and it's right here, so I make that my x. That's what I'm trying to find. Now, like we learned last week, proportions you solve by cross multiplying. So we're going to cross multiply this. So 16 times x is 16x. And then 450 times 6 is 27. Okay, and then to get x by itself, we divide both sides by 16. So 27 divided by 16 is 1.6875. Now, I'm looking at money, remember. So money only does 2 decimal places, so this is actually $1.69. Since this was above 5 or above, I have to round up. So $1.69. So we still want to know what we're talking about and label it correctly. Okay, so that's how you set up a proportion. We will do one more. If you burn 600 calories in 45 minutes, how long would it take you to burn 480 calories? So I start by setting up my proportion, 600 calories over 45 minutes. Now I got to make sure the other side is the same, so I'm going to have calories over minutes. So I used my 600, I used my 45. The only thing I have left to use is my 480 calories, so that goes up here, which means this is where my x is. Okay, I put an x into the spot where I want to know. So it says how long is it going to take? That makes sense that what I'm trying to find is in minutes. Okay, so I cross multiply. 600 times x is 600x. 45 times 480 is 21,600. Then to solve for x, we would divide. So 21,600 divided by 600 is 36. So x equals 36. Now, I don't want to just leave it as 36. It's 36 what? Well, if you look back, it's actually 36 minutes. Okay, so label your answers. So you learned 2 things today. You learned how to do double conversions, and you also learned how to set up proportions. So have your notes ready for tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow.